why 6ix9ine won't get a life sentence.
Basically using his social media to promote his music.
By now, everyone has heard that the singer 6ix9ine is in jail right now for numerous crimes. It should be noted that these aren't small crimes either. They're actually rather serious ones, including a few charges that could possibly get him a life sentence. But if we're being honest here, that's very unlikely for a number of reasons. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to King Trending. Number 5. A recap of his arrest.
As being part of this Treyway blood gang, completely false.
Not so ironically, 6ix9ine has actually been arrested a lot during his life, but on November 18th, 2018, he actually got arrested on some more serious charges, not the least of which were racketeering, conspiring, and even murder. Here's a more detailed breakdown of it all. According to reports, 6ix9ine, Kafana Shadi Jordan, Jamel Mel Murda Jones, Genchilis Butler, Fugan Fubagan Lovick, and Fahim Crippy Walters were all part of a gang that was running numerous operations in many of the boroughs of New York City, and they were committing numerous crimes to ensure that their territory and dominance was theirs, as well as getting all sorts of profits from the illegal activities. Racketeering is defined as the illegal running of a business in order to make money. In this case, 6ix9ine and his crew were selling illicit substances and other things all over New York City. And then when they were trying to expand their reach, they would commit even more crimes, thus upping the charges on them. They would call themselves the 9 Tray, which is an offshoot of an actual gang in New York City. But that's only the start of it all. 6ix9ine was also charged with wielding a firearm for the use of maintaining his illegal business. This was one of the conspiracy charges, for he was charged with aiming to use the weapon to scare off his competitors so that his business wouldn't be messed with. While he himself is not charged with killing anyone, conspiracy to commit such an act is just as bad. Members and associates of the enterprise promoted and celebrated the criminal conduct of the enterprise, namely narcotics distribution, acts of violence, and the use of firearms in music and on social media. The indicated reads, the purpose of the enterprise included preserving and protecting the power, territory, profits of the enterprise through acts involving murder and threats of violence. He was also charged with assisting a robbery and using a weapon to help complete the robbery, as well as using it to hurt a rival to the Tri-Nines. That's a pretty significant list of charges, and some of them, including the conspiracy to commit murder and a part of the racketeering charge, are punishable by life sentences. And right now, 6ix9ine is in fact in jail, but that doesn't mean he'll get that life sentence. Far from it. Nothing is certain when it comes to 6ix9ine. Number 4. He's not stressing. They say that prison changes a man, but if that's honestly true, it must have not taken a hold of 6ix9ine so far. For though he has only been in there for 2 weeks or so, he's clearly not changing his attitude or personality, because he's doing things that only a guy like 6ix9ine would do. This is ironic because he's actually in general population, which means that he's with actual criminals and should honestly be fearing for his life. But is he? Nope. In fact, he's apparently doing rather well within the confines of his cell. For example, he actually got to be put in a special section of the prison. Not a celebrity wing, he was actually denied that honor, but rather he was put in a special part of the prison where he would be surrounded by people who are docile. When 6ix9ine was making his initial plea statement about all the charges, all of which he pleaded not guilty to, he noted that there were going to be gangs in the prison that wanted to super violate him, which is slang for getting beat up or worse. So the people around 6ix9ine in his dormitory are non-violent offenders. That's not exactly something you do for someone who might be given a life sentence to, especially given the seriousness of the charges he's facing. Another piece of proof in regards to how well he's doing in prison is that he apparently got connections. For his girlfriend Jade recently had her birthday, but 6ix9ine couldn't be there because of him being in jail. But did that stop him from getting her a present? Nope. Not only did he get her a $35,000 watch, he got it for her and ordered the delivery to her from within his jail cell. How this all happened is a bit up in the air more or less, but more than likely he asked his lawyer or told a friend to get her the gift. So tell me, what kind of man doesn't act like that knowing that he's facing these charges? Simple. A man who doesn't think he's going to be hurt by these charges. He's preparing for his full return home and is making sure that when he returns, he has something good to come back to, including a girlfriend who will be even happier with him because of the birthday gift he got her. But why isn't he worried? Well, to look at that, you have to go back into his past. Number 3. The life and crimes of 6ix9ine. Without a doubt, 6ix9ine is one of the most controversial rappers of this generation. He is the embodiment of the stereotypes that have been thrown at the genre over the years. This in turn has led 6ix9ine to commit numerous crimes. In fact, his rap sheet is actually quite long, and he's flirted with many serious sentences. But here's the rub. In every single one of them, he's gotten off with little more than a warning. No joke. He's actually really good at this, in fact. His life of crime started back in 2015 2015, back before he was calling himself 6ix9ine. For he and some friends made a video with some girls. The video was very explicit, which isn't enough for an arrest, especially given what's on the internet these days. However, what was illegal was that one of the girls in the video was underage, which technically made this a crime, and 6ix9ine was arrested for it. Now, here's where things get interesting. 6ix9ine didn't deny that the girl was in the video or that he asked her to do the explicit things. He was actually proud of that, and it was part of him boosting his credibility in the rap world. But what he denied, though, was knowing that the girl was underage, which is actually a rather brilliant defense. For if you don't know the girl's age, how can you be accused of committing an offense, especially when the video was made clear that the girl wasn't oppressed or forced into doing anything she clearly didn't want to do. And because of this and his lawyers, 6ix9ine got off on probation, and all he had to do in return was get his GED, do some community service, and write an apology to the parents of the girl in question. If this was another person, he might have not gotten that break. And this wouldn't be his last. A while later in Houston, Texas, 6ix9ine was charged with assaulting a fan who was trying to take a picture of him. 6ix9ine grabbed the kid by the throat and then used his security guards to try and intimidate the kid into deleting all the photos off his phone. This charge was a bit more serious than the last one because he couldn't deny that he didn't do it. Not only was there physical evidence of him doing it via the teen's neck, there was also video footage taken of the incident. Sounds like game over, right? Especially when 6ix9ine was actually arrested because Texas had put out a warrant for his arrest and he got caught in New York City. So that's assault and fleeing, right? It's gotta be over. There's no way. But wrong. For the kid actually backpedaled later on and actually went in front of a judge to ask them to drop the charges against 6ix9ine, further cementing the goodwill. The two took a picture afterwards, but it still wasn't done there. For not long after, 6ix9ine got a ticket for parking illegally via putting his car in a spot in front of a fire hydrant. When confronted about it by a police officer, it was revealed that 6ix9ine didn't have a license due to it being revoked. And when he was arrested, he actually assaulted the officer in a roundabout way. When he was charged with various crimes, it eventually was chopped down to him agreeing to pleading guilty to disorderly conduct and being let go probationally. If you aren't hearing it yet, this is a reoccurring trend. 6ix9ine gets charged with something, and then somehow, some way, he skates or at least gets the least amount of punishment possible. That's skill, and it could be how he gets away from these charges, but it's not the only way. Number 2, innocent until proven guilty.
He used the music and the gangster image to promote his songs.
In the United States criminal justice system, there are many things that need to be taken into consideration before rendering a sentence. And one of the most important things is being able to prove without reasonable doubt that a person is guilty of a crime. 6ix9ine's lawyers are working hard to paint 6ix9ine as a person who is not only not guilty, but merely playing a part and not actually committing the crimes. Daniel Hernandez is completely innocent of all charges being brought against him. Larazzo wrote in a statement, according to Rolling Stone, an entertainer who portrays a gangster image to promote his music does not make him a member of an enterprise.
Gangster image to promote his songs. That's it. That's his only involvement.
Larazzo continued, Mr. Hernandez became a victim of this enterprise and later took steps by firing employees and publicly denouncing this enterprise through a morning show. Threats were then made against his life, which resulted in this case being brought immediately. So as you can see, there's already a case that 6ix9ine, whose real name is Daniel Hernandez, if you couldn't tell, was just an innocent bystander in all of this. Ironically enough, before getting arrested for these crimes, he actually fired a lot of his crew, including his manager, who got arrested alongside with him in a police roundup. However, why is this all significant? Because to truly give someone a life sentence, they need to prove that the people actually did the crime, or at the very least ordered the commission of the crime, which is a conspiracy to commit an act. At present, the charges against 6ix9ine are all circumstantial, with the information being obtained from various sources that may or may not hold up in an actual court of law, including wiretaps on people who clearly had it out for 6ix9ine. There's also the matter that some of 6ix9ine's other crimes are being recharged on him, including a child act from 2015. So why would you do that if you're going to convict a guy on 2 life sentences? The answer might be simply that they don't know if they have the evidence to convict him on the major crimes, so instead they'll try and stack as many low-tier crimes on him to make sure that he serves time instead of walking free. Another thing to remember here is that 6ix9ine wasn't the only person charged with these crimes. Many of his former crew were as well, and unless they can prove that 6ix9ine, and not just the group at large, did the crime, he can't be convicted of the major charges of racketeering and conspiracy. Number 1, celebrity rules. Whether 6ix9ine is actually a celebrity is a bit up for debate, but we've all seen it in the the past, celebrities and people of higher standards getting slaps on the wrist, whereas others of more common natures get more serious punishment. It doesn't seem fair, doesn't it? 2018 has been the biggest year in 6ix9ine's career, and in fact, before he was going to jail, he was set to release his newest album. And should he skate on these charges or get another slap on his wrist for the crimes, it's very likely that his popularity will rise even higher. Many, including his own lawyer, will say that he's not getting treated like a celebrity, such as him being put in general population, but other acts in the treatment of 6ix9ine have seemed to indicate otherwise. Of course, a serious charge would rather shatter that illusion, but the question truly is, will that happen? Only time will reveal that answer. Thanks for watching this dissection of 6ix9ine and his current court issues. Do you think that he'll serve a life sentence? Or will he only get the lesser of counts put on him? Or do you think he won't serve time at all? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe to King's Trending, and I'll see you next time. Hey, just a reminder that we're changing up the giveaways. From now on, we're offering the Galaxy Note 9, the one that comes with the exclusive Fortnite skin, the new iPhone X Max, which we'll pre-order for you, and the new Apple Watch Series 4, which we'll also pre-order for you. The winner gets to decide between these three. Make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, drop a like, and comment the hidden message in the video for a chance to win. You got nothing to lose. Go for it.